we're just gonna mute the desktop audio, which is perfect, and then, or mute the desktop audio for you guys, but then I still get to hear the alerts and everything, which might help me play a little bit faster. Playing blue-white Hussar again. Yeah, we're just gonna jump into the league. Close this little enchilada. Perfect. And I'm queuing up. Okay. I swear, the second I alt tab, I instantly find a match, just without fail. Maybe not the instant I alt tab, but pretty consistently. All right, we won the die roll. I mean, that's amazing for us. Well, draw's not the worst. It's a little suspect, though. Can we keep this? I'm thinking yes. Like, between Niv Magus and Flusterstorm, plus we have a win condition, the hand seems pretty, like, it's got legs. We'll lead on Storm Tamer, and then we'll play Niv Magus turn 2. Opponent's also on 7 cards. Yeah. Land next turn would just be the absolute nuts. Depending on what they lead on, we might even play Stoneforge if we think their interaction light. But I think we're going to try to play Stoneforge turn 3. This looks like a... yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure they're just taking Stoneforge here. But they might take half of this, because this seems pretty hard for a lot of these types of decks to beat. But yeah, I don't know. The good thing is that Trickster is very good against Tarmogoyf, so I'm excited, always excited to play against a green deck, or a green-black deck. We're well past the point where every green deck plays... What the fuck? I guess they take Storm Tamer. It's an interesting choice. Draw? Okay, well that means their hand's mono removal, so we're going to not play the Stoneforge. Otherwise, they wouldn't really be scared of... yeah, they wouldn't be scared of Siren Storm Tamer. It's an interesting take, though. I probably would have taken... Honestly, I would just take Stoneforge there. Like, let's be honest. I feel like Stoneforge is just the take. But there's definitely an argument to take Niv Magus Elemental too. Okay. This is a pretty good draw. To go to combat. Bash them for a little bit. It's a good draw because it adds to our storm count. We could also just flash it in. This is what we replaced the Zulaport Cutthroat with. It's got a bigger butt. We're also playing a Mull of the Skyclaves now, which is very good with our Niv Magus Elemental. So we get to play Brine Bar Intruder. We get the Fluster Storm. We'll see. If they just don't pay, yeah, then we just get to eat these 2 copies. Yeah. We're going to their turn, so if they have another push, they could obviously just kill it. But if they had a push, they would have pushed it there. So we're looking at maybe it getting drowned in the locked. But if we get to untap with the Siren Stormhammer, that's good. If they do cast like a drown in the lock or like this snap push, we get to play this Stoneforge, which is obviously just good for us. If we could play Stoneforge with Stormtamer backup, that would be even better for obvious reasons. Yeah. Okay, draw for turn. So we have the Hussar to forecast. Well, okay. Well, we found the Hussar to forecast. I mean, I'm honestly fine to just play Stoneforge, fetch a sword, and then force them to just have something. Yeah. Like, I think there's definitely a fair chance they have removal of some kind in their hand. But I don't think it's like this dramatically high chance either. Yeah, and then swords obviously just the fucking nuts against basically every deck in Modern. You just draw all of the cards and you get to kill their little dorks too. And then Pro Blue isn't half bad against Drown in the Lock and whatnot. And the thing is we could totally just suit up this Intruder as well. Wouldn't be that bad. My gut is telling me our opponent is on just straight blue-black because they're playing the Pathway. So I don't think we have to worry about Bolt. Yeah, and they would have fetched red there if they were on a... Holy fucking shit. Okay, they're playing blue-black ninjutsu. It's actually such a beating that this connected. And they got to bounce their Snapcaster. So we should definitely play around that in the future. So yeah, they could play a Brinebar Intruder. The good thing is our card quality is actually completely dog shit as long as they didn't hit a Batter Skull or a sword of their own. So yeah, this is really bad for us, but we could work around it. We'll just chump block it, I think. So yeah, we'll go to our turn. We could also tap it. And then Pro Blue is also good against it. So we've got a couple of things going for us. Okay, so we draw. Okay, not a bad draw. Draw again. Land, okay. Well, that's pretty good. Fetch, we'll get an island. We'll play Niv Magus. And then we could throw the Niv Magus under the bus, I think is the plan, and Violin this sword. And then we get to equip sword and then protect it with Stormtamer. So we're probably equipping sword to this Intruder, I guess. Seems a little weird, but I think it's the right play. Or actually, I guess this Stoneforge isn't pulling a lot of weight, so I think we'll probably just throw Stoneforge under the boss. Is that the plan? Stay on down. Throw Stoneforge into the boss. Yeah, now we'll put sword into play. It's a sign. Stoneforge is basically just the 1/2 body. Well, yeah. Stoneforge is fine to just go here. We could arguably just get rid of anything here, but Niv Magus makes Flusterstorms off the top really good. Obviously, I would have rather got rid of this one too, because it's worse, but... Okay, they have a Petty Theft, sure. Okay. Opponent has 3 cards in hand. I think I'm in the market of just playing the sword and then passing, and then we'll chump block with the intruder, and then we can equip up this Niv Magus Elemental. Maybe? Yeah, and then we'll draw a card, kill their intruder, and then we'll try to hit a land and then play this Trickster, I think. Yeah, that works out. I think that plays pretty well. As then we get Trickster, tap the Shinobi, and then we're just kind of super far ahead in tempo. Huh. They're bouncing this guy. I think we have to counter those. Feels really bad to get rid of our Trickster, though, because the Trickster's kind of a huge part of our plan, I guess. And if they countered that, we could obviously eat it with the Niv Magus. Okay, so they swing at us. We block. Like, yeah. Okay, they have 2 cards in hand. I mean, honestly, we might just be fine here. Okay. So we're gonna just go for equip here. If they have interaction, they'll use it now, and then we can oust. Okay, I'm pretty sure they have little to no interaction, is the read, so we get to oust this guy. And if this resolves, we basically win the game, if my read is correct. I don't know what they have in their hand, is the question. What is this? Archmage's turn? What? Oh, they're just playing the borrower. Okay, okay. That makes sense. Makes a lot more sense. Yeah, so they have borrower, but we can kill that with our Niv Magus. Or with our sword, more specifically. Our sword is so good. Alright, welcome in. I'm not sure when you arrived, but it's a pleasure to have you in the chat today. Yeah, so our opponent doesn't have counter spells. They don't have removal. They drew a counter spell. Okay. Yeah, they carries a sword. Okay, we take 3 here. I mean, honestly, we're probably jamming sword again, I think. Okay, we can't Hussar this turn. Draw. Stoneforge. No, I think we just have to jam sword here. I mean, Stoneforge plus Niv Magus is tempting, but... Okay, I mean... Like, it's not terrible if we just jam these 2. Actually, you know, I kind of like that. So the reason we jam these 2 is it gives us... If we hit a land, we can do something anyways. And then if we don't hit a land, we could just play this Maul. And then we could also play... We're playing against blue-black ninjas. They had a fallen shinobi that we fuck. What? It went forward and then didn't attack. Okay, well, whatever. The Magic the Gathering do be a game like that sometimes. They shuffled away. They shuffled it out. No, wait, they didn't shuffle it away. They fetched a response. So Fallen Shinobi is going to be their draw soon. They get to bounce their Borrower. It's kind of bad for us. Okay, they kill our Stoneforge. We still have Maul, though. Maul makes these Niv Maguses a lot scarier. Sure. Take 3. It's just bad, because they have Shinobi in their hand now. Yeah, no, I could have blocked the Staffcaster with my creature, but I just didn't expect the Fallen Shinobi. I wanted the Sky Hussar. Okay. Well, I guess the question is, can we... I think we'll play Maul and then play defense with the mauled up Niv Magus. Sounds fine. Draw for turn. So I don't think we could afford to Hussar this turn as much as I want to. We're just kind of playing. Yeah. Are they just drawing all of the counter spells now? Wow. Right. I think we're just dead though. Yeah. Darn, that is unfortunate. Our opponent just kind of started drawing a ton of gas really quickly. And then this gets ninjutsu'd in. Melody. Melody seems fine. Veto seems good. Doesn't seem quite there. I think Shoal seems good. Oh, card herder bot. I don't want your death sticks. I think I actually accidentally missed it a trade earlier. Because I couldn't find the chat window for the bots, and it hasn't stopped harassing me. So this is Hussar with an equip package. Exactly. Yeah, I figured that I could splash white, get a little bit more power, and then because I'm very soft to the red decks, so I wanted to have access to Batterstone and stuff. And we're just kind of seeing how good that is. So far, it's been alright. I think Melody is bad. I think. Like, we already have to take out cards. Flusterstorm is good. I mean, Veto is probably just better than Shoal here. Really like Veto. Yeah, but I mean, honestly, our deck is kind of built to do well against theirs. We just kind of have to draw well, and then we'll be fine. We've actually been drawing surprisingly poorly recently. Go play first. Like, take this hand, for instance. This hand's okay, but if we don't draw a land, it gets really bad really fast. So I'm going to mulligan. We could find a better 6. We looked for a better 6, and we got something that I would not really consider better. Okay, well, I'll fetch. Get a Hollow Fountain. Play a Stormdamer. Pass the turn. Yeah, we really want Oust to get rid of these Shinobis once they hit the field. That's like the big thing we're scared of here. But we really want to just draw lands too. Like, if we're not drawing lands, I don't think we're winning this game. We could just be on the Spectral Sailor pain train for a little bit, though. Could also play second Stormtamer. I think I'm going to play Stormtamer here, because we're not holding anything up. And then we could just pass, and then we'll just have a ton of flash creatures. hold up, flash creatures and Storm Tamer activation. But it's not like we're really interested in Storm Tamering anything right now as it stands, because I don't know, if they kill one Storm Tamer, I'm not going to sacrifice the other one. Yeah, a Sky Hussar off the top would be absolutely phenomenal. Sure. Land or a Sky Hussar. I mean, it's not literally the worst, but yeah, I don't know. We've played so many games where we've just been bowling to 6 and 5, and we just haven't been finding good hands. I guess hand's fine if we could draw a land, but if we don't get the land by next turn, I think we probably just lose. Like, our opponent basically has just so much tempo for no reason. Like, we were on the play both games, but it doesn't matter because we're behind in so many land traps. And it's not even like I was greedy and kept one land hands. Like, I mulliganed, and then I had to keep the lands. This deck's engine only functions with a critical mass. I could mulligan to 5, but that's as far as I can go. So if I get like a semi-reasonable 6, I have to take it. Okay, we don't hit... Yeah, I don't know how we beat this. Because they just get to flash in Brazen Borrower or like Sapcaster. Like, if they snap push at my end step, how do I beat that? Because they just get to untap and then Shinobi me. Actually, I guess the answer is that I beat it by flashing him a Spectral Sailor and then trading with the Snapcaster. So it's not completely doomed. For whatever that's worth. Okay, opponent in the tank. Blood Chief's Thirst. Sure. This hurts really fucking good. Okay, opponent just has infinite removal. Look, they have the same number of cards in hand as we do. Like, how dumb is this? They have lands in play and the same number of cards in hand. Like, that's actually just so unbelievably absurd. Okay, land. Like, if we don't hit a land, like, I just don't understand. I don't know how we win. Because we need to actually get... Holy shit. I just don't think we can beat their deck. It's not even their deck. We're just battling with our own deck. We added the 17th land. Yeah, so we're on 17 lands. We have the Ball. Jesus. We have the Maul of the Skyclaves, which is pretty alright. Non-threatening. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if we lose to them, it's fine. I don't really mind. But I'm also trying to just, like, play the deck and then see if it's good. And it's kind of hard to play the deck and see if it's good if they just kind of... So they're actually light on creatures. They basically just have the ninjutsu games, which is good for us, actually. Because it means if they don't have a force here, we can potentially just oust this guy and then be fine. If we draw a land here, we can maybe win. Like Seachrome Ghost. Come on. Okay, we'll oust. Holy shit. It's winnable, I guess. If we win with this hand, like, I don't know. This deck is so dumb, because sometimes you just have these hands where you're all like, wow, this is unplayable garbage, and you just play all of these 1-mana 1/1s off of your 1-land hand, and then somehow your opponent just, like, they're playing all of these other spells, Like, this is why 1-mana creatures pass the push test, because you just trade evenly on tempo. You're like, yeah, you know, I'll just trade your Fatal Push for my Spectral Sailor, and then you end up winning the game. It's the most bizarre thing in the entire universe. Okay, Sky Hussar land. Sky Hussar land. It's like, how unplayable is it? Alright, well, we hit them for 2 again. Yeah. You've got it, opponent. And the thing is we could play this Brine Borrow Intruder, but it gets blocked by their creeping tar pit. Like, we're playing it anyways, but I don't think we can attack with it. How nuts is that? I mean, we could attack with it and then just oust their tar pit, I guess. I don't hate that. I just don't like it either. I'd rather not trade 2 of my cards for 1 of theirs. Our cards are kind of at a premium right now. Wait. This actually seems so troll. Because now we can play Trickster, right? Ow. Yeah, whatever. It's fine. If they're not answering our killer board state, I don't know how they win this one. I just love how we're actually winning this game. Potentially. Like, there's 100% a world where we actually come out on top this game. For whatever reason. Actually, how fucking broken is this against the Ninjutsu Snapcaster deck? How broken is it? You play it, you shrink the Snapcaster, and then you block it with your 1/2. That just sounds unbeatable, honestly. We've got the tech to beat our opponent. This is a small brain, but you know it works. If it works, it works. I'll fucking take it. I mean, it's definitely getting countered. Our opponent has a little bit of blue open mana, or it just goes through. Okay, we block the 0/1. Holy fucking shit, we did it. There's no way. There's no universe this actually works. Yeah, well. I love it. I love it. Okay, they play the Fallen Shinobi. I mean, that's fair. And then we draw the White Source on turn 9. This is turn fucking 9. To put this in perspective. I just don't get it. It's too easy. Actually, we don't have a fetchable White Source. We don't have a fetchable White Source. This was the fetchable White Source. Actually, it's not that bad for us. Because we get to beat them for 2 here, and then we just block this one with the Intruder. But they don't know that was our only fetchable White Source. Yeah, the reason we keep 2 of them back is it doesn't change the clock. And we're not getting through the Shinobi anyways. And then this also plays around counters and removal. So now they'll fire up the tar pit. Okay. It's kind of scary. Do they have another Shinobi in? Okay, well, we're going to block this one. They have a second Shinobi. We're just kind of fucked. Ah, okay. Well, it's too easy, I guess. We could have shrunk the tar pit and taken 2 less damage, but wanted to wait. I don't know what I was waiting for, but I did want to wait. Okay. Well, it might be a mistake to only have 1 vegetable. Like, maybe the 17th land should be a plains. I thought about that. Like, maybe we just have a plains in here. But I don't know. It seemed a little loose to run a plains in our deck. Fuck. If we had... Yeah. Because if we had white mana, we could just oust this. And then our opponent would be in a world of hurt. A world of hurt. Okay, they're dead in 3 turns. So if we just keep top decking creatures, we actually win. Which is kind of depressing, honestly. That should not be legal. Yeah. If we win this game, our opponent should just quit Magic the Gathering. Because we've had no mana the entire game. We've drawn nothing. We've just drawn all of these... At this point, I just go for it. We just hit them. Like, there's no world where we win the game by just stalling at this point. Is we block it, and then we go from... it would be a 5-turn clock, because we'd hit them for 1 this turn instead. I mean, they get to cast, what, 2 spells off their Fallen Shinobi? We're not conceding yet. Yeah. You just play the top 2 cards of their deck. Oh, you also do 5 damage. I mean, we're basically just dead here. We take 8. We go to 3, and we're just dead to tar pit. I actually don't think there's a single draw we have that wins us this game. Actually, if we draw another intruder, we could maybe win. Maybe not shrinking that tar pit matter. Holy fucking shit. Alright. Well, it was a pleasure playing this game. Okay, so here's the plan. We have... Well, I have 4 Seachrome Ghosts. I mean, the thing is I'm playing Merfolk Trickster. I don't know. I mean, maybe we need another fetchable white source. I don't want to run basic planes in the Merfolk Trickster deck at all. And we have so many spells that are very color intensive. We have just so much blue. Like, a world where I draw the basic planes, I'd feel like absolute shit. And then, like, a world where I had a second Hollowed Fountain, and I drew it, and I was playing against a burn deck, and I had to pay life for my land, I'd feel awful. I mean, really, it's Seachrome Coast, you know? Like, we don't get hated off of white all that often, and, like, we're not running that many white spells. So, it's not the worst. Like, I honestly think the 1 Hollowed Fountain's fine, but our opponent just randomly had a Field of Ruin. I think they play, like, 1 or 2. I feel like, what are these hands? We draw 3 lands, 2 shoals, and then 2 creatures. Like, what does this hand even do? This hand's fucking phenomenal. Okay, we actually got a decent hand. Honestly, game to bottom the sword, because we have the Stoneforge anyways. Our opponent's on the play, but we actually got a keepable hand. And, like, the thing is the deck, it has a lot of keepable hands. You have a lot of cards that actually do things. If you have a hand with Sword, Maul, Stoneforge, or Sky Hussar, if you have a hand with basically any of these cards, you can keep. And then if you have a hand that has Nib Magus Elemental plus Flusterstorm, it's also a keep. Those are all cards that could win me the game, right? But if I don't have a single win condition in the hand, and I have no way to dig for it because Sky Hussar's the engine, then it's not keepable. Okay, our opponent's playing Tron, presumably. We're going to lead on Storm Tamer here. I mean, the thing is you could... Yeah, I don't know. Actually, yeah. I mean, you could. It just wouldn't be a good argument. You could make the argument that I start with an island, but that I couldn't have cast any of the ousts on one land, so it's pretty loose. I also didn't play around Field of Ruin because I didn't know they were running it. Maybe we saw it game one, and I just wasn't being observant. Okay. Our opponent has turn 4 Tron, probably. Yeah, they've got turn 4 Tron. They don't have turn 3 Tron, which is good. It's actually very good for us because they're on the play, which is just incredibly punishing for whatever reason. Yeah, let's Sky Hussar a little bit. I'd like to put them on a clock, though. So we're not going to Sky Hussar a lot. I mean, you could just make the argument that we get the Stoneforge out as soon as possible. I think that makes sense. So that was probably right, honestly. Yeah, I should have just got the Stoneforge out. But this is really good for Sky Hussaring. Forge and drop a skull. Yeah, I think that's... Well, actually, Batterskull doesn't... Like, Batterskull is 4 damage a turn, right? But Sword is 4 damage a turn, and we draw a card. Like, Sword's just better here. It's better Skull. Yeah, so we get to go to our turn. We're gonna go Hussar again. We need to just draw counter spells. We're not really running a whole lot. Like, we're very soft to Tron game 1, but we get to bring in a Null, Tail's End, and Dovin's Veto, and the game gets very easy. Post-board. And the thing is we could also play through a decent amount of their cards as well. Like, if they play little card, we can beat that. If they play big card, we can beat that. If they play Ugin, we concede, but like it's not unwinnable by any means. And even if they do play Ugin, we still have Sailor plus Sword. I mean, it's probably doomed, but if we're conceding to Ugin, I'll say that much. Yes, because Ugin's the best 8 mana card. So whenever they have these hands that they have to play a basic forest to cast Stirrings, Ugin is the best threat possible. Yeah, but like if they Karn or something, it's not even a big deal. Okay, Blast Zone on the other hand. This is actually not that bad. We actually delayed Tron for an entire turn. Or like them getting Tron, right? And then we get to get this sword out and then start attacking. Seems a little loose by our opponent, but whatever. I could see that it's tempting to kill our entire board. We're not Hussaring this turn. But we get to get this sword swinging. We'll Violet in, equip it, and then that's 5 damage. So our opponent's on a 4-turn clock. which isn't stellar, but again, we kind of struggle game one. Just living the fair deck life. This matchup gets a little bit better if you decide to run Martyr of Frost in the main deck, but the issue is Martyr of Frost is really hard to find room for, because most of the time it's just worse than Siren Storm Tamer. And in the cases that it's better, like this one, you're probably going to lose the game, or the match, or not the match, you're going to lose it game one anyways. Well, look at which card is just randomly fucking broken in half. I didn't see that one coming. Alright, well, that's fucking fire. I love it. Well, that just happened. Yeah, you don't Shola Thragtusk every day. That's a first for me, I think. I mean, I don't usually play Shoal in a... Five puts them to 9. I think I'm gonna just attack with... Yeah, I'll just attack with... Yeah, I'll attack with the Sailor. The thing is, if we draw an equipment, I get to file it in, which is kind of hot. And then if we don't draw an equipment, it doesn't really change our clock by a whole lot. Caden of Magus Elemental. Okay, we get to pass the turn. We can grow this Magus Elemental pretty big. Arm Coil. Fluster next turn, slap a sword on it. I don't think sword does anything on... Like, the thing is we can make this Magus Elemental really big. How big can we make it? Storm count 1. We can... Shoal Fluster Storm, Storm count 3. Make it an 8, 10. And then they're... Yeah, I don't know. They're dead to... Yeah, I don't know. I think we just let this resolve. Yeah, this is fine. We can make Nidmagus big whatever we want to, because we could just Sailor target Shoal on it and then Flusterstorm, and then it'll just be colossal. And then we could block the Warm Coil and then just play through it, which is pretty bad. I love how we could just randomly play through Warm Coil Engine, and then we counter the Thragtusk with Disrupting Shoal. That should not be legal, by the way. You should not be able to Shoal a Thragtusk. I feel like that's just against the laws of Modern. Yeah, because Hammer, or whatever the card is called, gives it flying. So it's really, really good with Nidmagus. It's basically in there because of Nidmagus. But also because I found Second Sword to be too clunky, and I wanted something with more immediate value that wasn't as hard to... This is actually a superb draw. Potentially. Because now we can split the power on the Nidmagus Elementals. Actually, we're just going to pass. So the thing is we can just kind of yeet away our Stoneforge and then just blow them up with this Nidmagus and this sorted up Sailor. This is gonna be a sight to behold. Tron, prepare yourself. We could also just Shoal counter this. I'm not going to. It gives our plan away is the issue. Like, it's not terrible to counter that, but they're not going to see the Nymphmagus kill coming. Does Tron play more than one Blast Zone? Probably. Holy shit. But look at the storm count. Actually, they're just not able to attack with the Worm Coil if we grow the Nymphmagus big enough. I actually like that. Okay, you ready for this? Bam. All right, opponent. Your day of reckoning is coming. All right, give me the noms. Let's wait. Let these two resolve. We want it to not die to spatial contortion. Okay. Okay. So now we're not letting them fetch out a Blossom. Okay, our Nymphmagus Elemental is a little bit large. Attack with your Worm Coil engine. Holy shit. What an absolute fucking champ our opponent is. Right? You got us, opponent. You got us. Like, what do they do now? Oh, all right, opponent. All right. They're actually dead to Stoneforge because we could Stoneforge fetch Maul. Oh! 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 Opponent, did you see this one coming? Ooh, I can't wait. I can't wait. Is this why we put this in the deck? Yes, it is. Did we steal game one against this matchup? Hell yeah, we did. Alright, opponent. You can concede now. Oh, they're gonna let us attack. That's even better, honestly. Ooh. Holy fucking shit. It's so good. I love it. Let's go! That's actually 20 power of damage right there, just by the way. Or 20 damage worth of attackers. Okay, and if the matchup was bad before, it's just unplayable for them now. I actually don't know how they beat us. Oh, that game had so many, like, highlight moments, though. Because we had the, we had the Maul, we had the big Nymphmagus, but we had the Disrupting Shoal and the Thragtusk, which let us, like, drag the game out. I honestly don't think 3-0 was good here. Honestly, Batterskull sucks so much in this matchup, I think it could side it out. Yeah. Does that make sense? Do you side out Batterskull ever? I think it makes sense. Yeah, I don't know why I'd ever want Batterskull in this matchup. I know it's bad here, but like I'm not a Stoneforged guru, you know? Some people know these things, and I feel like I'd rather side out Batterskull than like Merfolk Trickster or anything. Okay, it's a banger. This league, this is it. This is it. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. You know, we lost the first round. We could have probably won if our draws were not completely and utterly useless. This hand's fucking fantabulous. Look, this card makes hands keepable. Imagine. Okay, well, we're keeping. We've got 3 creatures. This Nymphmagus can do stuff. We have interaction. I mean, this hand's not great, and I don't love it, but it's not awful. It's not awful. Okay, go to our turn. Draw. Okay, we hit our white now. They're just gonna play Nidmagus. Like playing the non-flashy boys. You could like keep like in some matchups you'd keep this Nidmagus for a little bit later, just because we have the 2 flash creatures, and I mean it's not like we have a Hussar for turn 2, but you could keep it because you don't want it to die to removal. But holy fucking shit, I like Nidmagus is honestly just totally impressed me. It dies, but this is fine. This slows them down. They won't be able to draw next turn, hypothetically. But now we get to hold up 2 flashy boys and a tail send. Or 1 flashy boy and a tail send. Yeah, so we get the pass. Like, we're honestly probably just casting our 2 flashy boys. Because our opponent's already played a land for turn, so they're not going to have Tron until next turn, which is good. We can't maul this turn, but that's fine. Maul is still solid, I guess. Okay, we get Sailor into play. Sure. It would have been cool if we could have tail sended that, but it's fine. Okay, untap. It's well played by our opponent though, to not let us tail send it, or like not give us a window to. We're gonna put this in untapped. It doesn't actually matter like with what we're playing, but there might be some like fringe case that I'm not seeing here. And then it also just kind of lets us they got tower, yeah, makes sense. They have Kozilek Butcher of Truth in their deck. That's worth looking out for, I suppose. We'll pass, so they have 8 mana. They can actually be Kozileking us out in a little bit of turns. Because we could counter it with our tail zone, but then they still draw 4. It's bad. It's not ideal, at least. Okay, so they've got 7 mana this turn. They've got 6 mana this turn. 6 mana screams Worm Coil to me. We cannot actually tail send a Worm Coil, but we can tap it with our Trickster. They just do not have... They get Blast Zone for next turn, sure. So we've seen the tower from them. So they're just on the Blast Zone, jam Blast Zone, and then pray, I guess, next turn. But it looks like they're light on threats, because I think if I were them, I would have jammed a threat this turn, and then paved way for Kozilek. It just seems a little weird. Because next turn, they're basically thinking about taking it off with this Blast Zone. They still been scrying again. We can't counter any of these with tail zones. They get another tower. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, so they can... Yeah, they can Urza us. Or not, they could Kozilek us next turn. Which is rough. It's turn 5, just don't Kozilek me, please. Okay. Upkeep. We're gonna go Hussaring. It's pretty good. Lowers our clock by a bit, but we need to draw into answers. Like, our opponent's drawing 4, but we get to draw cards, and then we also have a creature in play. It's pretty good. Draw. This land was actually a really good draw, because we get to play our Stoneforge. Stoneforge, we get to fetch up a sword. Okay, perfect. We get to pass it back to our opponent. Vol is so fucking solid. I love this card. Yeah, so they play Kozilek. I mean, we're gonna Tails End it. If they have the Veil of Summer, we lose. We could also counter this, and then that would prevent them from drawing 4, right? Which is obviously not good for us. But we get to get Sword into play here, and then hit them with it. Assuming our Sky Hussaring goes awry. I think we're just going to put it on the Trickster. We're going to put it on the Sailor. So yeah, we'll go to our upkeep. Okay, they're discarding 1. They discard a Field of Ruin. Perfect. That actually would cut us off of white. Yeah, so we're going to tap these 2. This reduces our damage by 1, but it doesn't really change our clock. So I'm fine with that. And we're basically going to go shields down here. Hey, what's up, Braxis? Welcome in. We're doing alright. We're 0-1, but we are up a game in this best of 3. So, and our position's fine. I don't like our position, but it's better than it could be. But we very well might just lose like next turn. It's a very real possibility. Yeah, we'll put Sword into play here. You know what? I think the second fetchable might... Yeah, that doesn't make a lot of sense. Okay, we'll equip this. We honestly are probably on the play Sky Hussar next turn line. Rough. Oblivion Stone. Wow. Yeah, that's unfortunate. We can play Stoneforge plus Malda. Oof. Oof again. Yeah, I think second white fetchable makes sense. I think it's probably just going to have to be a Hollowed Fountain, but I could see a world where it's not a Hollowed Fountain. I don't know, maybe Basic Plains makes sense. I'm not sure though. Okay, we don't know the contents of their hand at all. We're out of swords. Maybe siding out that Batter Skull was just wrong. Because it would definitely be good here. I just didn't think we were going to get to this point against their deck. Okay, get to pass. Okay. Sanctification. It's not great for us. Okay. I mean, I'm just looking to go to game 3 here, honestly. Not a simple creature. So we'll see what they tutor for. I mean, it's pretty much game now. Colorless creature card. I mean, this is just a Worm Coil engine, right? And I guess they could find, I guess Kozilek also. Let's just end our suffering. Okay, I think siding out Batter Skull in certain matchups is probably not the play. I think we want to avoid doing that. Honestly, I feel like a null was worse than we made it out to be. Let's just run it like this. I mean, on the play, we could probably win this. Not with this hand, though. Or with this one. Well, wow, holy shit. Keep 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. This at least lets us play like a Stoneforge Mystic off the top or something. Okay, pass to our opponent. Tron, the Natural Predator, fun. We just had an unfortunate series of draws, though. You just hit no lands. Sometimes you just have entire games where you draw like that. It's kind of rough. I'm hoping to counter a Sylvan Scrying next turn. After they cast like another star, maybe. I don't know. Begin combat. Because that way we at least grow Nevmagus a little bit. Hopefully they can, like, the dream is they chain stars and then play a, no. Okay. This is actually really good for us because this gives it +3, -3. So if we just put one counter or like one set of two +2/+2 counters on it, it's actually very good because now it'll live. But now it also deals more damage. So now they take 9, they go to 10. That's a little stuffed. I think they should have done that on their turn. Yep. Well. Oh, I guess they're not gonna crack it this turn? Huh. That's interesting. Wow, they really don't think they're gonna die here. What if I just draw another Flusterstorm? What happens if that happens? Okay, they go to 2 here. Honestly, 2 life is a really important threshold because it means that we can kill them with our 1/1 flyers in 2 hits instead of like 4. 4 life would be very bad for us here. Blast Zone is basically worst case scenario. We basically need like a Merfolk Trickster to win this game at this point. Okay, Merfolk Trickster doesn't do it. Yeah, the mold of 4 is not really a recipe for success. If they pass with all of their mana up, I don't think we can win. Oh my god. We're so dead here. This is actually so tragic. Like, do we have anything in our deck that like doesn't lose to Walking Ballista? I don't think the answer is yes. I think the answer is firmly no. This card's just so broken. It's so good. I don't think it's too good for Modern, but it was too good for Standard. I don't know why they ever thought that was an okay card to print. It's like a Modern Horizons card. I just want to take a look at my deck list one more time. We have a ton of 1-2s. We have a lot of 1-1s. We're not getting a Sky Hussar into play anytime soon. Yeah, it's just game. Alright, well, that was unfortunate. I think I'm gonna sign off for now. I've got some work to do, but I'll probably finish this later, maybe on my own time. I'm not really sure. But yeah, I'll catch you all around. Peace.